Back in the desert. I am loving it. Isn't it beautiful? A bit windy today, though. Good morning to you both. I'm gonna turn this light on so everybody can see you. Oh my gosh. What's going on? Yeah, what are you talking about, Mabel? Yeah. Hello everyone. I hope you guys have been doing great this summer. Yeah, I had a wonderful time up in the mountains. Just a blast. Just the most lovely people I've ever met in the village there. I just had a wonderful time. Anyway, I tried to get as much video as I could, but after a while I just was living my life and I just forgot to do videos and take pictures and stuff. But anyway, what I did have, I already put that video up the last time. So, oh, it's been a long time since I talked to you. I'm just stumbling here. Sorry. Let me go to, let's see. From there on, when I left, I was supposed to leave. Okay. So I was supposed to leave the mountains on October 7th. I didn't want to stay any longer in the RV park because it gets expensive unless you stay for the month. Which, you know, I was staying a month at a time for $200, which was just wonderful. But it's $35 a day if you go on a daily basis and things like that. So I was going to head out and come on down to the desert. I had reservations down here and everything, but I ended up getting the COVID. That last week I was at the senior center. I was helping this elderly gentleman out, and no a good deed ever goes unpunished. So yeah. So instead I went down, instead of coming down here to the desert, I wasn't feeling well for several days. So I went to the campground because it didn't cost anything, and my nomad friends were down there, and they took care of me. I had one guy brought me lunch every day, and another friend would go into town and got my medicine for me, so that was really nice. I think I got that on, I got sick on, see, I was supposed to leave the 7th. I got sick on October 6th, and it wasn't until the next, which was a Sunday, and it wasn't until the next Sunday that I'd gone long enough without a temperature and everything and I started feeling better. And I took off and I went to Las Vegas, New Mexico, spent a night on the beach there. Here's a picture of that. And then I went up to Manzano Mountains. At that point, it was first come, first serve, so I didn't have to make reservations or anything. I was only going to stay there in the mountains, a little bit lower elevation than Eagle Nest, because Eagle Nest was getting really cold. It was beautiful during the day, but the nighttime temperatures were sometimes in the 20s, and yeah, it was cold. But so Manzano was a lot nicer. The temperatures is lower elevation. The temperatures are beautiful, and it was just, the temperatures were beautiful. It was beautiful there. There wasn't a lot of people. I was out in the woods, and after having a whole summer, like 5 months of being around people, it was nice just to sit there quietly. So I ended up staying. I was only going to stay a few days and then come on down here, but the temperatures down here in South New Mexico was still close to 90 for a week or so. So I canceled those and I stayed up in the mountains, and I was planning to stay. I'm talking fast, trying to cram this all in. Sorry. I was, where was I? Oh, so I was going to stay 2 weeks, but there towards the end of the 2 weeks, which was, I don't even know when, a week or so ago, they started doing a prescription burn a couple miles from the campground. And I was going to do video there and everything for you guys, but it was, it's like, I had to get out of there. I woke up the first night. It's fine. The smoke went over our campground during the day, but at night it just came down and just dropped. The smoke just dropped right into the campground and stayed there. I was up all night coughing. I had just got rid of my COVID cough, and I was back to coughing again. So, let's see. So I decided to come on, and it was going to go on for a couple more days. So I decided, come on down to the desert. I wanted to spend a week in Truth or Consequences because I like this little town here. And, but it was still too warm, so I got an electric site, and it's a good thing I did. So it got up to almost 90 one day, and Jeff, who is just a sissy boy, big time when it comes to heat, was laid out on the bed going, Mom. So, I plugged in and gave him some air conditioning for the day. It felt good, actually. But that was just one day, and now it's back to normal temperatures. In fact, today it's just 55. It's kind of cold and rainy, but I'm leaving today. I am leaving to go to Las Cruces to get my mail. And it looks like temperatures are pretty good here on out, in southwest New Mexico, and even in Arizona. So I think I'm okay to be on the move now. I'm waiting. I didn't want to leave too early in the morning here to go to Las Cruces, so I'm just kind of blowing time. And since I've been trying to do this video for like a month and say hello, I figured this would be a good time to do it. So as you know, I stayed in an RV park. Yes, I have notes. A lot has happened. I stayed in an RV park. Like I said, I was like $200, a month. It was okay, and I was going to do it again next year, though I didn't care for it that much. I'm not a big RV park person, but I wasn't around the trailers, and now looking back, I wish I was, but I wasn't around the trailers. I was up around a bunch of cabins up there since I wasn't really using electric. She had a greenhouse up there, which I never used. So I was around these cabins, and the problem was all these cabins were full of people that come back every year. They meet each other again every year. Everybody knew each other, and it was just like constant bunch of 70-year-olds constantly partying. It was like, okay, some were my age. But, it was just a little bit too many people around me, and they were real nice. They left me alone most of the time, but it seemed I had to go to every single party they had, and potluck and margarita parties, and, it was just a little bit too close to other people for my comfort. But I was going to do it again next year because I like not having to move every 14 days. That was a big deal for me. So that's not going to be an issue next year. When I went up to the mountains, I told everybody in the village that I could talk to that I was trying to find a place just under a tree somewhere where I could just park my trailer and camp. I'd even pay, Well, it ends up one of the ladies I worked with is, she wants me to stay on her property with her next year. And, one of the village people. And she has a place that overlooks the valley and Eagle Nest Lake. It was only a couple miles from where I was staying. And I can just stay there and not have to move and garden and, have somebody hang around with. I can park anywhere on her property there. That's That's going to be nice. What's weird is, there's more about that. I'll tell you about that as I learn more. But yeah, I'm still in touch with all my friends up there, and yeah, there's just wonderful people I met. What's weird is when I came down here, I was doing my laundry, and I met another couple, and well, I was there, and I got to talking to them, and they live in a trailer with solar, but they live on 160. They bought 160 acres over there between Elephant Butte and Truth or Consequences, and they're have been building a sustainable farm and gardens, and she showed me pictures of her gardens, and then she found out I love to garden, and so what they ended up doing, they said, come over and next summer and park on the land, and you can work in the gardens with us, because they're working 8 or 9 hours a day. They take a lot of their vegetables into town, into the local grocery store, and sell them there, and then they take some, whatever's left over, to the shelters and stuff. But he said, just come park your trailer wherever you want, and you can help us in the gardens and all that stuff. They have, like, I don't know how many chickens and quails. They're trying to get like 95% sustainable or something like that. Yeah, so that is an alternative, except the issues with that is it gets really hot here. And it's a desert. And I don't like being hot. And then I also have my friends up there that I want to see, and I don't know, I might go by in the springtime and maybe help them get their plants started, seeding and all that stuff. I'll talk to them. They left me the number. They told me to call. I didn't have time to visit the farm while I was here, so I'll come back through here in the spring and maybe park my trailer over there and see what's going on. But really, I need to be up there where it's cool in the mountains, and I've already told them all I'll be back and to work in the senior center again and all that. So I'm just really, there's so many opportunities out there. You just need to talk to people, So maybe I'll go by in the spring. I have to go to my brother's in the spring and in May, so maybe I'll go by there and check it out and maybe help them out a little bit in the beginning. But they really need summer help, but I can even come in the fall and help them out in the fall too. But I don't know if they need any help in the winter or not. I don't know. Anyway, so that is that. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I have not had a haircut since April. And look at I got it under a cap here. I hate it. Well, the reason why is because when I went to get a haircut, there was like $50 to get a haircut up in the mountains. I guess they have no competition, so they can charge whatever they want. And me being a little bit of a, I don't know what you call me, I refuse to pay $50 for a haircut. So I've just been wearing caps and everything. I hate my hair this long. So I'm real excited about going and getting my haircut when I get in Las Cruces at half the price of what it would cost me in the mountains. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to Arizona. I'm taking my time getting there because it's been hot over there, and the temperatures are just now getting to where it'll be perfect. It's like I'm living up in the mountains in the summer. It's 75, mid-70s during the day and mid-40s at night. When I get over to the desert, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be mid-70s during the day and 40s at night. And sometimes it goes a little lower, sometimes it goes it won't be much higher. It'll be, if anything, it'll go into the 60s. But what a way to live. I decided that's what I wanted, just a constant 75, 45 averages all the time, so that's nice. So I will be going over there. As you know, I did a little experimenting going to campgrounds outside the state park system as much as I could, because they're going to raise the rates. We'll talk about it later, but they are going to raise it, and they're still talking about it. And I just wanted to find alternative camping, and I figured, well, they'll definitely raise the rates. It'll be like probably 10 a day to camp with electric in the winter, and I have to have electric in the winter here. So I decided go to Arizona. I don't have to have electric, and it won't cost anything. But that's what I'm going to do. And I had some people that I know, some other nomads that watch that, and so I won't be alone there. Some other people are going to go check out the places I found in Arizona. They're undisclosed locations. You know, just check it out, spend the winter there, and that will be nice. So that's where I'm headed now. Anyway, I will say that I stopped my Patreon account about a few weeks ago, and I did that because I have members that were paying on a monthly basis, and I was not producing anything, and I was starting to feel really bad. So I just stopped the whole thing, so they didn't have to pay. I think everybody dropped. I asked them to drop out. That way I wouldn't feel so bad. But there was still, I think, 1 or 2 people that stayed on there. I'll start that back up here in a week or so. And so I'll get my Patreon back up and moving again. I just don't want people to put out money when I'm not really doing what I should be. Producing any content or anything. Even on Patreon, I wasn't reporting in, as they say, like I should have. Anyway, I'll start that back up again. You do not have to pay. Patreon is free. That's completely up to you. And you can watch my little journey. And if I stop videoing again and stuff, I'll drop it again. But I think I can just start it right back up again with no problem. We'll see. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm going to let you go. Y'all take care, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. What are you talking about? Yeah, you're being a good boy. You're being Mama's good boy.